What's going on, YouTube? It is your boy RGL, and today we are not ripping anything. Instead, we are ripping into the price of select WNBA first off the line and the accompanying select hobby WNBA hobby, which is coming out in just a couple of weeks. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. As always, I do appreciate a like. Different style video today, although we have done these in the past. Most recently, I recorded a video, uploaded it, talking about the price of Prism Deca first off the line basketball. You know, the one that they sold out at $2,600. A handful of breakers got together. Told you it was a $4,000, $5,000 product of the decade. And then when the hobby auction happened, it sold out at $825. And there was no defending that those boxes were worth 4 times as much as hobby. And now we have the exact same thing happening with one of the most hyped, if not, I can confidently say, this is the most hyped WNBA basketball card release ever. Now, I am not a WNBA expert. I will fully admit that Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese brought my interest into the WNBA. I watched more WNBA games this year than ever before. I had been to a couple of Seattle Storm games in the past, many years ago. But for the most part, just like hockey, just like college football, which I also just started getting into the last couple years, WNBA was just not something on my radar. And we've been really anticipating our first Panini WNBA sets. Looks like Origins is going to be our first one. Actually comes out tomorrow. I am planning to upload this video on Tuesday. That one comes out on Wednesday. And then we have this auction. This is the 2024 Panini Select WNBA first off the line Dutch auction, which is scheduled to start at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Thursday morning. This is the first time they have ever done Select WNBA. Might be the last with these prices. So, little bit of history lesson for you. WNBA cards have been around since the 90s, I believe. I remember 90s Fleer. Rittenhouse had the license for a few years there in the 2000s, or for many years in the 2000s. They're a smaller card company. And then Panini took over in, I want to say, 2018-19. I think we had Optic first. We've had like 3 years of Prism. And the WNBA sets up to this point have been largely hit or miss what they're going to release. I know they did Origins last year. They've done Revolution in the past. They have done Optic in the past. We have not seen Optic, I believe, in a couple of years. And they normally do Prism every year. And the prices of those have always been very low compared to their NBA counterparts. I believe last year Prism was something like $150 a box compared to the $1,000+ Prism NBA. So it's always been a niche sport for Panini, just like how they treat NASCAR, just like kind of how they treat baseball now, and like USA baseball and things like that. Panini has never really put any of their marketing behind it. They've never really, pushed it heavily until now. And the reason why we all know Caitlin Clark, Rookie of the Year, doing amazing things for women's basketball, bringing new fans like myself into it. You also got Angel Reese. You have Cam Brink as well. So, I mean, this class, and I think the next class as well with Paige Beckers, bringing a lot of new people into WNBA. That's great for women's sports. The prices that you see here are not great for those who want to collect women's sports. And so, when we saw this, everything kind of made more sense. So, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we saw the pre-sale price of select WNBA hobby at $750 a box, which as of recording of this video is about $150 higher than select NBA, which is the Victor Wembanyama rookie year, the most generational, the most hyped rookie since LeBron James coming into the league. So we saw that the WNBA hobby pre-selling for $750. So that's, I don't know if anybody's bought a box at that price, but that is what the price was on several of the online distributors. And we all just kind of laughed, like where did they get their intel? That's funny. Apparently, I am under the belief that they got some insider information, or somebody at Panini talked to them and said, hey, this is our plan for select first off the line. We're going to start it at $3,000. And it's going to go all the way down to $750. That's okay, right? Let the market decide. Maybe it'll sell out at $750. Here's why I don't believe it's going to sell out for $750. So, over on the men's side of select NBA, Every year for first off the line, there's about 525 cases. The first off the line exclusives are one purple to 15, or one orange to 15, one purple to 5, or a black snakeskin 1 of 1. Those have always been the select first off the line exclusives. So that makes what, 6,300 parallels. You divide that by 1 per box, or 12 boxes per case, ends up being 525 cases. They have done something very interesting with Select WNBA, and this is where the artificial hype machine begins. So this is the format. If you're not familiar, it'll start at 9 a.m. at $3,000. Every 5 minutes, it will go down in price until it sells out or it reaches $750 per box. And that is how the format works. You can buy it at any time. It pits buyers against each other, and who's gonna cross the line first and purchase it at $2,500 a box or $2,400 a box. When's it gonna sell out? And the sellout is a really interesting thing here, because unlike Select NBA Hobby for the men's side of things, WNBA exclusive is 2 FOTL pink shimmers to 3, or to 3, and then 1 FOTL exclusive pink shimmer autograph to 5. Now this is what we care about right here, these pink shimmer parallels numbered to 3. So that means if it is a 240 card set, which I am actually expecting it to be a 240 card set, 80 cards on the concourse, 80 cards on the premier level, 80 cards on the court side, and then there will be a retail release with 80 cards on the mezzanine. I personally think it's going to be 240 cards. We could also do the math if it is 300 cards like the NBA counterpart. If it is a 240 card set, there will be 3 parallels for each. That makes 720 total parallels, 2 per box, so that is 360 total boxes, equaling 30 cases. There's only 30 cases available. Compare that to the NBA counterpart, where there is 525 cases available. Let's say it is a 300 card set. They do the full 300 cards like they did with NBA. All right, that makes there 900 pink shimmers to 3. Divide that by 2 per box, you get 450 boxes. Divide that by 12 boxes per case, 37.5 cases. So there is either only going to be 360 or 450 boxes available. Now you're seeing where we're going with this. First off the line, you know, you get the shimmers to 3. You can open a box of Select and not get a card numbered less than, 99 in a hobby box. But in FOTL, you're guaranteed 2 cards numbered to 3. So there are far fewer boxes of this than there are for Select FOTL NBA. So only 37.5 cases available total. Let's say 37 cases total, starting at $3,000. Let's do some math here. Let's say this sells out at $2,500, and let's say there's 450. Let's do the full set. Let's do the math as if there is 37 cases. $2,500 a box times 450 boxes for $1.1 million, $1.125 million. One company in this hobby could sell out Select FOTL at $2,500 and then tell you it's a $3,500 box. It would take $1.1 million to sell out every single box of Select FOTL WNBA. So we saw this with Prism Deca, where it took less than $5 million to sell out all 150-ish cases of that product. And that is what I believe is going to happen with Select WNBA as well. I believe this one's going to sell out somewhere in the $2,000 range. It would not surprise me if it got down to $1,500. It would not surprise me if this sold out for $2,400. I know that's a large range. It wouldn't even shock me if this sold out for like $2,600, just like Deca. The Caitlin Clark hype is very, very real. Let's go ahead and look at some of her sales for her Panini cards that have been released so far. This is her Panini Instant 101 Blue Viper autograph, sold for $84,000 less than a month ago. This is her Silver Pack Gold Vinyl 1 of 1, sold for $40,000 a little over a month ago. This is her Black Vinyl, or Gold Vinyl 1 of 1 First Fever uniform, non-auto, $24,000. These are National Treasures VIP cards. So normally the National Convention VIP. Normally the National Convention cards are not nearly as coveted as your Prisms, your Optics, your Selects of the world. But in the case where it's their first rookie, like in this case with Caitlin Clark, or like last year with Victor Wembanyama, they do sell. The high-end stuff sells very well. $16,000 for the 101 Diamond Rookie Auto. These came out of the gold boxes. You can kind of see where I'm going. Here is a auto to 5 sticker auto. $12,000 or $13,300, and we're using Card Ladder here if you're not familiar with what this app is. So Caitlyn stuff is going to sell very well. Pink Shimmer Caitlyn's probably going to pay for a box several times over. Angel Reese, maybe, I don't know. Let's look at some of the other superstars of the WNBA, and I've got 4 other ones here lined up. Let's look at Asia Wilson, your MVP of the league. So let's go ahead and once again look on Card Ladder. We're going to compare it to Prism WNBA any year, and we're going to look at all sales from 2024 specifically, when more hype has came into the league with Caitlyn, with Angel, a lot more eyes, a lot more casual fans like myself now watching. I want to show you guys the most expensive Asia Wilson card to sell for this year. It is this one right here from 2020. It is a gold auto PSA 10, $1,600. Here's a gold vinyl 1 of 1 from June, $1,200. Here is a black 1 of 5 sold twice, so it didn't get paid for. Here it is a second time at $1,100. These are the best of the best cards that you can hit from that set. Like black golds, 1 of 1s. Like this is it. Like this is the creme de la creme. Let's go ahead and look at Breanna Stewart. Best Breanna Stewart card this year was the 2022 Prism WNBA Gold Vinyl 101, sold for $1,000. Here's another black 1 of 1, a PSA 9 from 2020. Here is a Get Hyped 1 of 1 for $511. Here's another player. Here's Nafisha Collier, also an amazing player. And all of her sales from 2024, highest priced card to sell is $180 for a silver auto from 2020 Prism. Here is a Mosaic 2022 Prism Mosaic SGC 10, $140. Last one I want to show you. Here is Kelsey Plum, another very popular star, not just in the media, also great player. So one of the more popular stars who is doing like social media, whose name is not just, you know, associated with great basketball, but also doing the media thing, getting popular that way. Here's a 1 of 1 Kelsey Plum, like a very mainstream star. That's what I guess I'm trying to say. 1 of 1 gold vinyl, $1,200 PSA 9. Here is a black gold Prism from last year. This is a PSA 10, sold for $1,050. The reason why I show you these sales is I gotta ask, when you pay $2,500 for a select WNBA box, or when you pay $2,000 or $1,500, even if you pay $750, what are you trying to hit? What are you trying to hit? There's gonna be like 3 Caitlin Clark black 101s that are not gonna be exclusive to First Off the Line. Those will be in hobby as well. How does this right here? How does the 3,000 down to 750? How does anything support that? Where is the logic here? Where's the sense? I think this is a huge net negative for the hobby. I think a lot of people were really looking forward to these WNBA sets, both Origins and Select, coming out. The fact that we didn't get them in season, you know, finals going on right now, might be over by the time Select will be over by the time Select WNBA gets in the hands of collectors. Origins coming out this week. So we've waited a very, very long time for these sets. There is tremendous hype for people who want to chase Caitlin Clark. She was featured in Bowman sets. She did have her own blaster box, or retail blaster box. No Indiana Fever cards in those. Those were all Iowa jersey cards. There's been tremendous hype. There's been tremendous interest for these sets. And for FOTL to come out at this price range, no average collector is going to pay this. You know who's going to pay this? You know who's going to buy those 40 cases? Breakers. I'm just going to be serious. Maybe 1 or 2 super collectors who have the disposable funds, who simply do not care, will buy a case or 2. But these are going to be bought by breakers. These are going to be offered in serial number format breaks. They're going to break out every Caitlin Clark parallel there is, random those off with the 12 teams, fractionalize it as many ways as possible to try to justify a box being, you know, $3,500 or whatever they want to charge for it. This is an ugly part of the hobby. This is the part of the hobby that I highly disagree with. And I am somebody who believes in capitalism. I'm somebody who, flips cards, does all that stuff. This doesn't even give average collectors a chance to participate at these prices. And if they did participate, they had no chance. This Caitlin Clark Color Blast. Cool. You hit the absolute best of the best case hit from your box. Congratulations. You maybe pay for your box with this. I don't even know what the Wembanyama Color Blast. Let's actually look really quick. Let's actually look and see what the Wembanyama Obsidian Color Blast, because that is an Obsidian. Let's see if we can get last one. That's so we're sorting by price. Let's sort by date sold. Last one sold for $5,300. Last PSA 10 did $9,000. So if you hit the very, very best case hit, congrats, you made money. If you hit one of the 5 first off the line Caitlin Clark autos, or she'll probably be in like 3 autograph sets, so there'll probably be 15 pink shimmer Caitlin autos. We don't have a checklist yet. I'm just speculating. Probably no more than 25. I can't imagine there being 5 different insert sets or 5 different auto sets of Caitlin. There'll be an RPA. There'll be a courtside action auto. There'll probably be a dual auto, and she'll have her own standalone. Probably 20 autos. Congrats, you made money. If you hit one of the 6 or 9 shimmers to 3, you made money. Everything else, sorry, play again. So this right here, this is awful for the hobby. You know what's also awful? It's the pre-sale price of Select Hobby, or WNBA Hobby, at $750. That is $150 more than Select NBA with Victor Wembanyama chases. Now, you could argue, but, Victor doesn't have autos. Caitlin, Angel, Cam Brink, all the rookies have autos. Fair. In no world should Select WNBA FOTL be starting at $3,000. Even if this were to sell out at $750, you're still going to see Hobby sell for $600 to $750 at launch, and people are just going to get crushed. Because outside of Caitlin Clark, outside of Angel, the data just shows. The data here just shows. There's Caitlin. Asia Wilson, your MVP. Top sale, $1,600. Stewie, 2020, 2022, $1,000. Nafisha Collier, great player. Just doesn't sell, just doesn't generate hype. And I had Kelsey Plum up, but I no longer have her up because we searched for Wemby. So this is really disappointing to me. When we saw Select WNBA pre-sale, I thought there's no way. Whoever got that information, there's no way these are going to be more than $300-400. Even $300-400 is, huge money. The fact that Panini right now on their site doesn't have a price listed for Origins, but we're seeing pre-sale everywhere else at $380 for Origins. For Origins last year, that was you could buy it from the factory as a breaker for $109 a box, I want to say. It was $109 and it was selling for around $125. And within 2 weeks, that product was being sold at shows for, I know a WNBA super collector. He said he was able to buy some at a Canadian show 2 weeks after release for $80 a box. Like, dealers were already taking a loss on it just to move their extra inventory because they knew that it was just going to keep going down in price. Now it can be had for, I think it's on some of the websites for $125. So, does Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cam Brink, and a couple other rookies justify this year's Origins being 3 times more than last year's Origins? Does it justify a $3,000 start price with Select WNBA first off the line? Does it justify a $750 hobby box? I just don't think so. I'm just not seeing it. And this is something that I wanted to bring on the channel and I really wanted to talk about because, like Prism Deca first off the line, this is just one of those things that hurts the hobby. And it's very unfortunate to see Panini doing this when they could have, set this slider at, starts at $1,500, goes to $500. They could have done that. Could have curbed the pre-sale pricing. This is one of those ones, man. I as much as I wanted to, rip WNBA and bring it on the channel, run it in our breaks, I can't justify this. This is ridiculous for the amount of money that this sells out for. the products that you can open that produce more value. It's like literally we do a lot of comparing here on the channel. If this one sells out for $2,500, if this one sells out for $2,000, that's like 5 boxes of Cosmic Chrome or 1 box of Select WNBA FOTL. Like, we do a lot of comparing. It makes no sense. Even in the WNBA, or even in the NBA space, comparing NBA products to WNBA products, if this sells out for $2,000, you can rip 3 boxes of Select NBA Hobby or 1 box of FOTL. Like, it makes no sense. I had to bring it on the channel. I had to be a channel with, you know, a larger following that says something and just absolutely says, like, this is not the hobby that I support. This is not something that I support at all. Not as a content creator, not as a breaker. It's just something that I don't want anything to do with. Even at $750 a box, I do think that this would be a bloodbath. I don't think it gets there. I think that this one, no chance. This one's still up at $1,500. And at that price point, you're literally just chasing Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Those are the only 2 that are probably going to pay for a box. Cameron Brink might get you there on some of her pinks to 3, some of her autos. But she seems to lag behind Angel, and definitely Caitlin's the one that, you know, literally just the Caitlin show with Select WNBA. That's all I've got. Went a little longer than I wanted. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment. Comment section will be spicy with this one. And take care, stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next one.